As the first and most important teacher, each parent is important in creating a success-oriented child. So parents, be role models for learning, because your attitude regarding education can inspire your children's. Show them how to take control of their own educational journey. And stick with us today as we delve into the hard but manageable world of parenting. I'm Adrian Atkinson, and this is Jamaica Magazine.
The media landscape is awash with commercials offering a variety of loans, but consumers be cautious about these seemingly attractive deals. Loan companies sometimes practice over-lending to consumers and impose excessive fees and onerous contract terms. If you are seeking a loan, try to approach reputable organizations like banks and credit unions. Consider these points before you borrow: the purpose of the loan, the terms and conditions including the type of interest and the associated processing fees, the period for repayment, and other non-interest related charges. If you think a loan offer is misleading or false, contact the Consumer Affairs Commission. Call 906-5425, 906-8568, or 906-0813. They are located at 34 Trafalgar Road, Kingston 10.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale, and this is your GIS News for Friday, August 26. The technology implementation arm of the government, eGov Jamaica Limited, has received $171 million to strategically position the public sector in the information age. eGov Jamaica signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Finance for the funds on Thursday.
Overall, the project will create a transformation framework in order to establish eGov Jamaica as a modern ICT service provider for the entire government of Jamaica.
Technology Minister Dr. Andrew Wheatley says it's one of several initiatives that have been undertaken over the past few months to improve the interface between ICT and government services.
We have been and remain committed to transforming Jamaica into a digital and knowledge-based society, while at the same time driving better ICT governance throughout government to make it more efficient.
The money is being provided through the Strategic Public Sector Transformation Project, which is being supported by $35 million in loan financing from the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. For the first time in Jamaica's history, policemen and women will be wearing body cameras on duty to enhance accountability and encourage greater trust between citizens and law enforcement. The body camera pilot project was launched at the Police Commissioner's office yesterday as the Jamaica Constabulary Force received 120 body cameras. They were donated by the U.S. government, which covered their procurement and installation, as well as the training of officers at a cost of $400,000.
We've invested literally tens of millions of U.S. dollars in our security partnership with Jamaica, and I personally am committed to do everything possible to deepen and strengthen that relationship.
During the pilot phase, 6 JCF divisions, St. Andrew Central, St. Andrew South, Kingston East, Kingston Central, Motorized Patrol and Traffic Headquarters will be assigned 20 cameras each.
This marks the start of a new chapter in police accountability in Jamaica and a significant step on the road to improving our human rights record and ultimately public trust.
It provides an impartial third witness, especially in these cases where accusation of bias and wrongdoing on the part of the police may be made. It is our expectation that these cameras will give an additional protection to the rights of our police as well as to the rights of our citizens.
The cameras will be worn on the vests or pockets of the officers, clearly visible to the public. Data will be submitted to the ICT division for processing at the end of each duty and logged in a fingerprint-protected room where access will be limited. Each device can operate for 5 hours or for 8 to 10 hours in standby mode, and the data will be stored for a maximum of 3 months. Government has signed a fringe benefits agreement with the Jamaica Civil Service Association, JCSA, building on the previously inked heads of agreement for the 2015-2017 contract period. The signing, which took place at the Ministry of Finance on Wednesday, covers benefits peculiar to persons in central ministries, departments and agencies of government that would not have been extended to the wider public sector. The benefits include grants to assist public sector workers with tertiary education, the establishment of a government workplace policy, and transportation for public sector workers utilizing the government employees transport service. President of the JCSA, O'Neill Grant, says the association is in the process of examining another set of claims for persons who work in statutory organizations and executive agencies.
They all have peculiar benefits that are not generally administered centrally. And so we have to go through these incremental negotiations with the executive agencies and the Ministry of Finance for those agencies that have benefits that are not synonymous with what is in the Central Civil Service or those parastatal bodies.
Schools are receiving increased allocations this year to cover operational expenses such as utility bills and resource labs.
As a benchmark, every school will receive a minimum of $19,000 per capita for operations alone, which is separate from maintenance, from construction projects, from some of them, we're about 30 schools we're going to do solar so they can come off the grid.
Chief Education Officer Dr. Grace McLean says the ministry has also increased the funding for schools to source part-time or temporary teachers.
This is an area that schools have complained about over the years because they have unique programs. We are allocating almost $300 million this year that they will now be able to use to engage teachers on a temporary basis, on a part-time basis, depending on their need.
Dr. McLean and Minister Reid were speaking with Ian Boyne in a JIS Special Forum on Education. The forum will be broadcast at various intervals in our Jamaica Magazine program, as well as on the Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica PBCJ television station. And finally, more than 20,000 visitors packed into Jamaica House 2016 during the recently concluded Olympic Games in Brazil. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says work has started to build on the momentum developed at the Hospitality House, which was established at the Prado Jockey Club in Rio.
I had the benefit of working with 18 tour operators in the period I was there. That we were able to meet with Avianca Airlines and to discuss a route possibility. But this was specific now out of Peru. So we are looking to a route arrangement coming out of Peru to Montego Bay.
The minister was speaking yesterday at a function to provide an update on the opportunities coming out of Jamaica House 2016. More than 180 travel agents were welcomed to the hospitality hub. Over 1.8 billion media impressions were also amassed globally for Jamaica House, including features on major international broadcast stations. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.
We have championed e-learning in Jamaica, provided state-of-the-art technology in over 200 educational institutions, developed materials for CSEC, piloted the Tablets in Schools project in 38 schools, including infant and primary, and trained thousands of teachers in technology integration. We are E-Learning Jamaica Company Limited, ELJAM, an agency of the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. Visit our website, www.elearnja.org.
Parents, showing your children that you love and care about them will develop their social and emotional growth. Children who feel loved are more likely to be confident. One sure way of boosting their confidence is being involved at their school.
That is in X and Y.
Students.
What we call this section?
Teachers. Principals. They are the main players in the school environment. But there's another critical group without whom a child's academic success is highly impossible: parents.
The parent is the first and most important teacher in a child's life.
Many will agree to the truth of this statement. Whether through biological parents or guardians, children learn first at home from their caregivers and then express learned habits to the wider society. This is the reason it's so important for parents to actively participate in their children's education.
When you go to school and you find out from the teacher how your child is doing, if they're weak in an area, then you can always help them better at home. So it's something that is very important. When a child sees their parent coming to school to make sure that they're doing well or to participate in an activity that they're doing, then it says to them, hey, my mom or my dad loves me, or they care about what I'm doing in school.
There are several ways in which parents can play a supportive role at their children's school.
Become a parent volunteer in the classroom, a grade volunteer, and just try to get more involved with the school community. So if there's something going on, if there's an event going on at school, then you can always volunteer in that area also.
You could also become a member of the school's sport program. Start this early and maintain the practice all the way through the various grade levels. Also, develop a relationship with your child's class teacher. His or her phone number should be stored in your contacts book, and it's important to have constant dialogue with the teacher to ensure that your child is performing at their utmost academically and emotionally.
Perhaps there is something, a weakness about your child or a strength that you'd want to communicate to your teacher. Perhaps you want that teacher to know that your child will be better at the front of the class rather than at the back, or pay a little bit more attention in this area. So you go and you communicate that to the teacher, and if throughout the term you're finding that your child is not doing well, you find out what is going on.
Some schools are using social media to keep connected with parents and students. If your child's school has a Facebook account, like their page. Several schools also produce newsletters. Subscribe to their publication. You could even contribute an article or pictures for the newsletter. And one surefire way of being involved at your child's school is by joining the Parent-Teacher Association.
We're trying to re-energize the PTA to involve the teachers more, to involve the parents, where parents can come and talk about their concerns, parental issues, not understanding what's going on right now. So no, the PTA is not just about fundraising and to voice a negative opinion about the teacher. And it's not PA, it's not just Parents Association, it's Parents Teachers Association. So we're encouraging not just parents to come out and attend the PTA, but for teachers to come out so that they can also develop that relationship with parents.
When a parent becomes involved at their child's school, rich rewards await. No doubt the child will excel academically, emotionally, and spiritually. So parents, just as you have worked hard to ensure your children get the necessary school supplies, make sure they also get your emotional support and close personal contact. Check in at your child's school periodically and keep abreast of all the happenings.
Parents, assist your children with their schoolwork. That means help. Don't do it for them. Every assignment, such as school-based assessments, SBAs, should be written and researched by the students. Doing the assignment is not helping your child, but rather teaching him or her to take shortcuts and even being dishonest.
SBAs are expected to be developmental. They are aligned to the syllabus, and it is really to assist the students in developing those fundamental concepts for them to do well in the examination itself.
Doing your child's assignment is a breach of the educational regulations, which carry severe sanctions. Be of help. Don't be dishonest.
Play is very important to the development of children. It allows them to use their creativity and develop their imagination. Through play, children interact with the world around them, They learn how to work in groups, share and resolve conflicts.
They learn rules and they learn about respecting others and waiting turns and setting their own rules and guidelines for their games.
Set limits, but allow your children to play. It will help them develop the confidence and resilience needed to conquer future challenges.
Substance abuse such as drinking alcohol and the use of illicit drugs can damage a child's future. Parents, carefully observe your children to detect any signs they are experimenting with alcohol or smoking. Remember, all it takes is one drink or one draw, and they may become addicted. Watch now to see how One Beer Company is helping you to promote responsible drinking.
Come on, Michelle. Yo, jump on.
Alcohol can be enticing, and very few of us could truthfully say we never indulge. But there is a reason for legal age limits for the purchase and consumption of alcoholic beverages. According to the US-based Centers for Disease Control, youth who drink alcohol are more likely to experience school, social, legal, and physical consequences. There is a higher risk for suicide and homicide, alcohol-related car crashes, memory problems, and death from alcohol poisoning. Unfortunately, many young people never see the dangers until it is too late.
Poor Scott. I can't believe he's missing the party. It's his own fault. That's not fair. It was an accident. He didn't mean to get drunk.
Alcohol is the most widely used substance in Jamaica and in the wider region among adults and adolescents. Our lack of enforcement of the laws which were created to protect our children leads to widespread access among underage youth to purchase and use alcohol. The all-inclusive parties, the sporting activities, community dances, our very own night, local shops and bars, and our private homes all have contributed in their own way to this pervasive problem.
And this is why the Ministry of Education has partnered with private sector company Red Stripe on their initiative dubbed The Movement.
And the movement contributes to our drive to implement the global beer, wine, and spirits producers' commitments, which include a commitment to reduce underage drinking as part of our overall efforts to support the WHO's global strategy to reduce the harmful use of alcohol.
So the movement will be engaging students from approximately 30 schools island-wide in a live theatre production on the issue.
The movement is a live theatre production which seeks to change young persons' attitudes to alcohol. It's also aimed at educating students on the facts about alcohol, explores causes and consequences of alcohol misuse, and helps students tackle peer pressure and make informed choices.
The Education Ministry sees the public-private partnership as significant in targeting and reaching our youth who are more prone to the dangers of alcohol misuse due to peer pressure.
And we want to use ways to educate our young people, so even when they leave the formal school system, a lot of them still under the age of 18, they are given the skills that allow them to make responsible choices. This supports the ministry's policy against substance abuse in schools, which has been promulgated through our school safety and security manual. We see schools as drug-free zones.
The movement is also supported by the National Council on Drug Abuse and the National Parenting Support Commission.
We are especially pleased about this as recent feedback from youth suggests that radical changes are required in the way that we deliver information about alcohol and drug prevention.
Let's all play our part in stopping underage drinking. You can make the difference in a young person's life.
We have been doing it, but we need support. It will take partnership to change culture. It will take partnership for us to have a different outlook and a different approach. And this sort of partnership that brings in corporate Jamaica, community, government, that is what we need.
The Ministry of Education, Youth and Information is committed to ensuring that every Jamaican child has the best learning environment to thrive and needs your cooperation to make the education system work successfully.
What are the school's voluntary contributions for?
Co-curricular and sports activities and school development.
What amount are parents to contribute?
Your contributions are voluntary and the amount depends on the type of programs being offered by the school.
If my child is being denied access to school, can I complain to the ministry?
Yes. You can call or visit any of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information's 6 regional offices or send an email to complaints@moey.gov.jm.
What support is there for PATH students?
PATH students are not expected to make contributions and are to be provided with 5 days free lunch as of this year.
Parents and guardians, do continue to make your voluntary financial contributions to your children's school. The institutions need your assistance for their school development and sporting activities. Remember, every child can learn. Every child must learn.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
Parents, when it comes to eating, it should be action and not a bag of mouth. Let your food be your medicine, and your medicine, your food.
Overweight is defined as having an excess amount of body weight, but that can occur from increased amounts of muscle, bone, fat, or water, whereas obesity is defined as having an excess amount of body fat.
The excess fat that leads to a diagnosis of obesity mainly occurs when the body takes in more calories from foods than it is able to burn through exercise and normal daily activities. The result is a major health threat, as obesity is usually accompanied by other issues, such as type 2 diabetes mellitus and non-communicable diseases such as hypertension, heart disease, stroke, and various cancers.
Obese men are more likely than non-obese men to die of cancers of the colon, rectum, and prostate, and obese women are more likely than non-obese women to die of cancers of the gallbladder, breast, cervix, uterus, and ovaries. There are other conditions like gallbladder disease of different kinds, which are associated with obesity.
Infertility and poor quality of life can also result. So diagnosis and management of obesity is of enormous significance.
And there are ways to assess it. The commonest way to assess obesity is by using what we call the body mass index, or BMI. And the BMI is essentially your body weight in kilograms divided by your height in meters squared. And we have scales to judge what your weight status would be. Less than 18.5 BMI would be considered to be underweight. Normal weight is 18.5 to 24.9. 25 to 29.9 would be considered to be overweight, and BMIs of greater than 30 are all considered to be obese.
It's generally easier to gain weight than it is to lose it, which means avoiding practices that lead to excess fat consumption is the easiest route to avoiding obesity. But if you're already overweight, the process may be difficult, but it is achievable. You may need help from physicians, nutritionists, physical trainers, and even therapists, so you should seek them out if that's the case. Either way, most experts will tell you that weight loss requires behavioral change, lifestyle changes that are gradual and long-term.
The problem in our society, of course, is the same as anywhere else. Less physical activity, We're working harder, we don't have time to schedule exercise, and of course unhealthy eating habits. So more fast food, less fruits and vegetables, less freshly prepared foods, and consumption of large amounts of sugar sweetened beverages. So this is what fuels it.
Eating healthy helps to keep us healthy. Are you thinking about what would be a healthy and balanced meal, but just can't decide on what foods you should be having? Jamaica's food-based dietary guidelines can provide you with answers. The guideline from the Ministry of Health provides information for individuals, health professionals, nutrition educators, and the food industry. It encourages a daily diet of items from all the food groups. That should include fruits and vegetables, as well as peas and beans and nuts. And the things we ought to avoid are clear: excess salt, that is more than the daily recommended amount, as well as fats and oils and sugary foods and drinks. Also,
if you lead a sedentary lifestyle, then it's very easy for you to become obese because you're not going to be able to burn off the calories that you take in. And of course, if you eat unhealthily, you're more likely to become obese because your body's going to store all these excess calories as fat.
So one of the ways to counteract obesity is to engage in regular physical exercise, like going for brisk walks, jogging, swimming, or riding a bicycle. Regular exercises like these burn calories and get rid of excess fat and weight, helping to control blood cholesterol, blood sugar, and even high blood pressure. Experts in health services say children can be set up to become obese later in life. The Ministry of Health is working to address these issues as it focuses on key strategies to improve overall maternal and child health services. Don't be weighted down by obesity. Take charge of your good health. Eat well, exercise, and get about the business of living well.
PBCJ Symposium 2016. Public Broadcasting, Agenda for the Future.
Come and join PBC Jamaica as it hosts its first symposium at the Jamaica Conference Center, October 18 to 20, 2016.
Grab your chance to interact with internationally acclaimed and local media practitioners, students, communication consultants, policymakers, and regulators.
Let your voice be heard in discussions about the role of public broadcasting in education and social issues.
Learn about innovative digital technology and public broadcasting systems from the major players in the field, based locally and abroad.
It's PBCJ Symposium 2016. Public Broadcasting, Agenda for the Future.
For registration and additional information, go to symposium.pbcjamaica.org.
We've come to the end of Jamaica Magazine for this Friday. Thanks for spending time with us. Remember to keep up to date with the latest government information. Join us online at jis.gov.jm or watch our programs on our YouTube channel. And be sure to check out our other social media platforms. You may also catch a new edition of Jamaica Magazine tomorrow on this very station. Until then, I am Adrian Atkinson. Have yourselves a great evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.